Hey guys, I'm Phoenix Gray, author of The Realm Between, and I'm excited to announce that Book 5, The Evil Within, is coming out on this upcoming Friday, November 15th of 2019. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the book. This was by far the hardest book in the series for me to write. I had so much going on in my life while I was writing it. Um, I was switching apartments. As you can tell, I don't have like boxes and junk behind me. My wonderful boyfriend Nate is making sure that I am keeping my office much cleaner than I had it in my apartment before we lived together. But we had a whole lot of issues getting into this apartment, and it was really quite a nightmare to do, and it put me under a lot of stress. And writing this book was a lot slower. So on top of that, there are a lot of things in this book that would normally be impossible for Azure to accomplish, and trying to make those things possible caused me a lot of stress. Without revealing too much, I mean, I literally spent days trying to figure out different ways to make stuff happen in this book, and yeah, and there was a lot that changed when I was writing it too. There were two major scenes that got cut. As I've mentioned before in these videos, some of the things that Azure does, I determined the success of via dice roll, and one of the dice rolls didn't go so well, so I kind of completely rewrote something that I had already planned. But I don't know. That's kind of the fun of writing these books for me. Is I don't want to say it's like a game because it's not, but there is an element of surprise in the books, even for me. So this book was originally going to be super, super, super dark, and I mean like Ramsay Bolton Game of Thrones dark, but some of that stuff I just thought was a bit against Azure's character, a bit too far against his character, so I left it out. We will visit some new locations in this book. We will also backtrack a lot in this book. So things that happened in earlier books are kind of going to come back to haunt Azure. The Bower Boys are finally going to make an appearance, which is a big thing because the Bower Boys have been talked about for a very, very long time in the series. So it's interesting to finally have them become a real part of the series. A lot of stuff got cut out of this book. If you have been following along on Patreon, odds are that what you have read on Patreon, if you buy the retail version, you're going to be like, wow, this is almost a completely different book. Because I cut out 50 pages worth of content. Almost 10% of the entire book got cut out during editing. So this book is going to get is going to have the largest cutscenes book out of the entire series. Again, if you followed along on Patreon, you've read most of it. There are a few things that I cut out before I posted on Patreon, but it's really not like a whole lot. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this video. I hope you are as excited to read The Evil Within as I am to be presenting it to the public. And I will see you all in the next video. Have a good day, good night, good week, good weekend, whatever time it is when you're watching this, and see you next time.